If your cruise line canceled your cruise only 5 days before it's supposed to leave, what would you do? This is what just happened with Royal Caribbean's world's largest icon of the seas, and brand new ship leaving on 9/28. This is definitely going to change how I prepare moving forward. Listen, no way would I have thought that a ship less than a year old would have issues and would have to have a full sailing canceled. I wouldn't be happy either. However, I try to live a life with a glass half full attitude and be thankful and grateful for what we do have. Having said that, I have to strongly consider trip insurance moving forward. I've actually never purchased trip insurance, and I hear many people just advocate of doing it and saying, hey, if you buy the annual plan, you cruise 2 or 3 times a year, it's a very good value. And some might say book it through the cruise line, some don't. Let me know in the comments below. Do you book travel insurance? And if you do or don't, let me know why. This is why I am going to have to really consider travel insurance moving forward. Number one, yes, Royal Caribbean is refunding the full amount of the cruise fare. So that is a very big positive, right? And they're even giving another full future cruise credit of what the fare cost. But what about airfare and hotel? Covering only $200 for a domestic flight or $400 for an international flight per person is not a lot these days, considering how much airplane tickets were. In fact, I just booked an airline ticket that wasn't that far away from where I live, and it was over $500 just for one ticket. I didn't pay for it though, work paid for it. But still, you get what I'm saying. Now, the other thing to consider is, I always thought it was covered because I have a high-end credit card. And high-end credit cards such as like the Chase Sapphire Reserve will cover a lot of things. Will it cover this? I'm not sure. I mean, if the cruise line is giving your money back, would a credit card company or trip insurance cover that part? I'm not sure. I'm assuming trip insurance would cover, obviously, the hotel and airfare that may not be refundable. And that might be another reason to book refundable fares. Typically, I actually book all my fares, airline fares, with points on Southwest. So if I want to book a Southwest flight, I use points. My companion flies free because we have the companion pass. So one of my kids fly free. When my wife flies, the other kid flies free. And we use that using the Southwest credit card. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can try to take advantage of that as well. So I wouldn't be out that much money on that. Now, if this happened to me, and let me just be clear, this is a lot easier standing here talking to you about if this happened to me. I mean, if you have kids, I feel like it's going to be a lot harder to explain to them, but us as adults and parents, we should be a little bit more, we should set the example and set the tone. I would definitely want to still have a vacation. And one of the things I would do is I would try to book a cruise out of Fort Lauderdale or Miami on really any cruise line, because I've got 5 days notice. So if I book it like within 24 hours of getting that notice, maybe I'll be okay. I'm going to get a full refund. That might take a while for it to hit. The future cruise credit from Royal Caribbean says it's going to take 14 business days to hit. So that's going to be 2 or 3 weeks for that to hit. So it's going to be cash out of my pocket to begin with. At the very least, if I can't do that, maybe I could take a land vacation. Maybe I can, my flights are already booked, let's say to Miami for Icon of the Seas. I could take the Brightline train up to Orlando, maybe spend a couple days in Disney World. Might cost more money. Actually, it probably won't cost more money because Icon of the Seas is pretty expensive. Now, just for reference on how much money you would get back if you were on this sailing, it would be the full fare and then a full future cruise credit. Now, this is going to cost Royal Caribbean a lot of money. For instance, if I were to look for next September for Icon of the Seas, cheapest fare I found was $1,674. And if you look at a capacity of 5,610 passengers, that's a little over $9 million that Royal Caribbean is going to be giving out in full refunds. Not only that, but they're also going to be giving out over $9 million in future cruise credits. So at minimum, this is going to cost them $18–20 million plus. I got those numbers because at capacity is 5,610. Max capacity with full occupancy of all cabins would be about 7,600 passengers. And then last quarter's Royal Caribbean call, they said that they're booking at over 100% capacity. So I was pretty conservative on the numbers I used, I feel, of only being capacity of 5,610 passengers, as well as interior price room. Now let me know, would this ruin your vacation? I mean, I get it. These are big milestone events. We'll be celebrating our 10-year anniversary this weekend, leaving on Sunday on Freedom of the Seas. Hopefully that doesn't get canceled. But let me know in the comments below, what would you do? And are you gonna get trip insurance? This is Brian, Tips for Cruisers.